What is going on? I'm zmot. We are on the Anon Moose base. Now, there are some buildings hidden amongst here. I do have a headquarters. It's level 17. This account has mediocre statues. 25% gunboat energy is just so hurting. 25% troop damage. Also, statues don't define you, though. We're going to do some fun things. Now, today, we are going to be using these engineer dudes. By the way, Supercell, I love that you actually gave them a skin. The Cryo Bombardiers, the Melaniers, the all sorts of things using the same skins frustrates me. So the one thing Supercell did right with these engineer dudes is they made them have a skin. So kudos to them for that. They didn't do much more than that, though. These guys really suck. But we're going to do a full map clear with these guys, or at least enough map clear for what I can tolerate. So they throw critters. They throw lots and lots of critters. We're just going to see what we can do with these guys. Now, if you're going to use them all by themselves, it's kind of like attacking with all medics. We're going to bring Kavan in. Kavan can bring all sorts of healing to the party. That's going to keep all these guys alive. I'm just going to make sure Do Not Disturb is turned on. It turns out it is. Things are progressing nicely today. So anyways, I am going to get attacking. You'll notice I still have Hammerman's HQ sitting here. Not sure why I haven't attacked that. You should beat those as soon as possible. Lots of rewards and all that good stuff. One quick note, I am sitting in Junior 9, moved up. This is people from XP 40 to 50. We've got task forces below Novice 9, Infant 9, and above Delta 9, Triangle 9, etc., etc. So if you're not sure about how to attack, or you have questions, or you want 29 diamonds every day, do come join us. We do have some simple rules regarding statues and things like that. But otherwise, let's just get in, do some attacks. Now, if we scout Steven here, you see he's XP 46 on my map. Suddenly, he's XP 48. I do not attack a ton on this account, and that is why suddenly Steven has jumped up some levels. So, first of all, need to clear some mines. And then, as with basically every troop out there, if you can smoke these guys, you're going to get way better results. So all I'm going to do for right now is get rid of these rocket launchers because they're going to pose a problem for my engineer dudes. We're going to get rid of those, and then we can just drop them over here. Now, because this front right machine gun is under construction, we can do all sorts of great stuff. One quick note is, I will show you later, but if you throw a smoke on that front building, you're going to be able to do some ridiculous attacks. I cleared my entire max level base using a map using engineers yesterday. It is insanely silly and ridiculous, but it takes a lot of patience. So you probably shouldn't be using these guys all by themselves. That they're a support troop, I would think, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to do that. I like to use things in a ridiculous fashion, so that's what we're going to do. Now, I'm hoping that Doom Cannon should be out of range. Our engineers should be in a safe little spot. Not sure about Kavan. Looks like he has just narrowly avoided the range of that sniper tower, so all of these critters are going to take like a year and a half to clear all of the buildings, and we're just going to keep farming that at gunboat energy. You shouldn't lose any troops when using these guys. Likely what's going to happen is Kavan's going to die because Kavan doesn't like to follow them too closely. And then we're just going to wait. Like, these things are not fast troops. I don't recommend anyone doing this. I just wanted to show you that it is possible, and just because something's possible doesn't necessarily mean that anyone should do it. So now that we're getting up into there, Kavan can bring these guys back. Initially I thought that he couldn't, but it turns out that he can. We're going to throw one shock right about there because this person has allowed us to shock the rocket launcher with the Doom Cannon, with the shock launcher. Never let people do that to your base, by the way. Don't leave things in a shockable state like that because it's not a good idea. Like, anytime someone can shock your 3 most dangerous defenses, even though I just missed that shock, it's not a good place to be. So we're just going to keep moving these guys back out of harm's way, trying not to lose too many of them to that Doom Cannon. Kavan's going to get hit right square in the face, because that's what Kavan does. Watch this. Almost certainly going to get shot in the face by that. Actually, it turns out those critters coming in handy, keeping Kavan alive and well, which is very unusual. Kavan has a death wish. Anyways, look at this. We've lost a total of 0 troops. It is painfully slow, though. If you thought Tank Medic was slow, Full Engineer is just ridiculously slow. So you probably want to mix in some troops with these guys. Not a bad idea. And the good thing about them is they throw their critters short. So if you wanted to mix in some Grenadiers with them, not a bad idea. But on their own, they do work. And this is an XP 47 that has suddenly become, oh, only 48. Okay, I kind of assumed they would jump up farther than that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I was talking about earlier with the ability to smoke these things. If you smoke these guys, it is absolutely ridiculous. So all we're going to do is we're going to bring them up here. I'm going to flare this building right here, and then I'm going to throw a smoke on top of it. And then we're just going to hang out and wait for a little bit because they're just going to keep hucking critters. And you're going to get 400,000 critters underneath that smoke. And then we're just going to throw one more smoke, letting them keep accumulating. These guys are essentially critter cannons without the tank. So, not super ingenious. This is, like, if you watch them, they're literally critter cannons. They're just not throwing as many critters as critter cannons, so you need to smoke these guys a little bit longer just to let them accumulate. So, I earlier gave Supercell props on giving them a skin, but let's be honest, they're just critter cannons. So not super amounts of thought went into these guys. But now we're going to throw a shock there and a shock there, and then just watch these critters explode across the landscape. Like, there are hundreds of critters underneath there. They're just going to absolutely explode, killing all of the things in their path. Fairly satisfying, but not super useful, let's be honest. But look how far into things these critters managed to get. Like, we've gotten rid of machine guns and flamethrowers and everything else that has been sitting in our way while we've been accumulating gunboat energy in the process. So kind of neat, kind of useful, but let's be honest, these guys kind of suck. Now, I'm trying to accumulate some critters here, but as you see there, my rifle dudes are going to come forward, and that's just not going to work out. And in the process, we've lost our first engineer. So that boom cannon on that left-hand side did shoot one of our engineers square in the face. We've lost our second engineer at this point. So things are not progressing terribly well. My whole goal was to never lose an engineer during this video, but that goal was quickly a thing of the past. Now we're going to use Kavan. Kavan is going to show us that yes, in fact, he can bring back some of those engineers. You'll notice right there I've got a pink zombie engineer hucking critters. Now, they don't huck pink zombie critters, which is a little bit of a letdown. That would have been kind of neat if they would have done so, but small potatoes, really. Anyways, so you see here, we've just got tons and tons of engineers. Also, our pink rifle zombies are doing a ton of damage. That can help us speed things up a little bit. Let's be honest, I don't think anyone outside of the trolling are going to be doing these kinds of attacks. But let's be honest, trolling your opponents is one of the many pastimes that go extremely well in Boom Beach. Whether it be all medic attacks or only Kavan attacks, or there are so many ways to troll your opponents in Boom Beach. So once in a while, you have to take advantage of that and just crush your opponent's hopes and dreams. Because let's be honest, if you saw an all-engineer attack on your base in your replay log, you would watch it. And that is my primary goal when I'm attacking in Boom Beach, is the hopes and dreams that someone is going to watch this attack. Because what's the point of attacking, I mean, besides resources, if no one's going to see it? If a bear is in the woods, does anyone... Yeah, anyways, let's keep going. I think the tree falling in the forest was probably the better analogy there. Nonetheless, we're going to throw a medkit on that left-hand side engineer. You see they've got a decent amount of health. That left-hand side mortar has hit our engineer a couple times, and no problems at all. Down goes base number 2. I'm just going to jump into Dr. T, because this channel grew exponentially early on in its infancy. Junior 9, Infant 9. When doing Dr. T. So here's my primary beef, and I am compiling a spreadsheet with this. We're only going to get 20, 30, 40, 50 tokens from this event, and if you jump into your armory back in here, you'll notice that we have to get, where are we at? 650. So it's stupid. I'm going to present that to Supercell with a full diagram and chart and all that. So hopefully future prototypes will be better, that you should be able to max them during the week that we have them. And the fact that you can barely get them up one level is frankly completely and utterly ridiculous. Yes, I'm ranting. these things tend to happen. I get back from vacation and just start ranting, it seems. It's kind of like anytime I relax, I come back to Boom Beach and go, this doesn't make sense. Speaking of not making sense, my account that went and got artillery and critters has now passed my 5 engine room account. It's sitting in mid 17 to 18. That does not have instant training and is just cruising up the ranks. So one cool thing about warships is you can move up quickly. Sometimes that pays off, sometimes it's at a detriment, and your long-term rank goals are kind of given away at that point. So as you see here, we have a total of 20 of 650. Ridiculous. Let's keep going though. We are going to get all of this stuff taken apart. Nothing here should pose any problem at all. I'm going to barrage that machine gun first because the machine gun is going to kill way more critters. It's kind of a weird thing. Typically, you wouldn't think about that machine gun if you were using Zookas or something like that, but we want all of our critters to pound this HQ. Now, we can do the same kind of thing here, where you just throw a smoke on top and then just wait and wait and wait. And then it's kind of satisfying when the HQ just explodes because there's 400,000 critters sitting on top of it. And that is not unique to engineers. Like I said, these things are basically critter cannons with a different skin. I'd be curious to see who throws more critters, if it's critter cannons or the engineer, or if it's similar. If any of you out there know that stat or want to check the Boom Beach wiki, please throw it in the comments down below and I will pin it if it's that magical comment that I'm looking for. And by the way, if you've never been on the Boom Beach wiki, do go check it out. Boom Beach has been around for so long that there are so many fantastic resources. A, if it's existed, I've probably made a video on it, and B, the Boom Beach wiki, the Pixel Crux calculators, there are just so many fantastic Boom Beach resources out there. And now I cannot wait for this smoke to clear. It's just going to be an absolute critter explosion. A critter explosion. 3, 2, 1. Now watch this. Boom. Oh, I didn't even... That's kind of disappointing. Wow. I was really hoping for a little bit more dramatic instant explosion, but 3 pumps from the critters to get that baby done. There's a bit of an innuendo there that we're just going to skip right over top of. And then, same thing. So, I know I've been giving these engineer dudes a hard time, but they're not bad. They work fairly well for what they are as long as you have the patience. Obviously, Warrior Mania is coming later on this month. That is the best and fastest way to clear your map. I know that might be confusing to some of you. They're thinking, hey, zmot always talks about Zookas. Zookas are the best way to clear your map because it makes you an absolute beast at smoking other troops. Also prepares you for your operation attacks. But let's be honest, Warriors are the fastest way to clear your map. They are faster to load in the boats. They move quicker. There are many reasons to use Warriors to clear your map. So, yeah, I know I play with Zookas all the time, and that is my primary focus, but there are so many useful troops in Boom Beach, and you should probably become familiar and use many of them, if not all of them. And like, there are so many good troops. I use Grenadiers all the time. I use Bombardiers all the time. I use tanks for the Mega Crab, Mega Turtle events. Typically don't use tanks. The only time I used tanks was when I was pushing victory points up to 1800 or so. And then tanks are incredibly valuable because they can take a licking and keep on ticking. Let's throw a medkit on top of our critters, hoping to keep them alive. Spoiler alert, medkits don't help critters. Stage 3. Done, just like that. I'm going to go until I fail, and then I'm going to end this video. Do hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think about A, the fact that I'm using an HQ-17 base, and B, the fact that this is a not warships video. It kills me because non-warships videos don't do nearly as well as warships videos. I don't know why that is. If you have any tips or tricks or ideas about how to make non-warships videos do well, there's like a small vocal minority that say, hey, we want operation videos, and then operation videos just don't get the views and the likes and the comments and things like that. So just trying to balance all of the things here. So let's get all and not definitely not everything about this channel is about the views and the likes and the comments and things like that, but when it's just so drastically different between warships and non-warships that it's kind of baffling. So we're going to move over into here, hoping to get up tight and personal with that machine gun. I mean, look at that. That engineer just keeps on ticking. I'm curious to see how much health they have, because it seems like they take so many shots to the face and don't slow down, keep moving forwards. Whereas look at the health on those pink rifle zombies. Not doing terribly well. By the way, on warships, I am very, very tempted to go upgrade my rifleman on my second account, because Kavan keeps bringing back my pink zombie riflemen, and they are level 1 or 2, which is kind of disheartening. We're going to keep moving slightly over to the left, because I'm a little bit concerned about all of those boom mines killing all of our troops. And then we're just going to walk all of these dudes up and take down this core. So down goes stage 4 in a couple seconds here. Hopefully, I mean, look at those engineers. Just so much health. Shouldn't have a heck of a lot of difficulties. I'm going to keep my gunboat energy because I want to get one more pink zombie crew out there. Do we have any? Look at that. See how they go back to the flare? That's kind of frustrating the first couple times you see it. But out come the pink zombies, crushing this HQ. I'm hoping that we can get to stage 7, but I don't know if that's actually going to be possible or not. Let's keep going. Apparently stage 7 you can skirt around the outside. Again, one of the benefits of being in a task force. Someone has already shared stage 7. I will quickly show you what I'm talking about as far as that goes in the chat. If you're not in a good task force, you're missing out on so much in Boom Beach. Hey, Crystal on stage 4. That is very unusual. See, look at that. Pestilence showing stage 7. They're using Scorchers, which I don't even think I have on this account quite yet. Nope, definitely don't. Should be able to get those. I think HQ18 brings Scorchers. Not sure if I'm going to be upgrading this account to HQ18 or not. One of the weird things about having a YouTube style account is I don't really know what my goals and dreams are quite yet. So anyways, we're going to use gunboat energy on shock launchers. Shock launchers don't like... They stop attacks. I mean, I haven't seen shock launchers on warships yet, but it sounds like a whole bunch of people have max level shock launchers in the higher stages towards tier 20 or so. I don't think we've lost any troops, but I don't know how many troops we came in with, so I can't really comment on that. Kavan staying out of the shocks. Also, as long as Kavan is standing somewhat close to whoever he's healing, he will heal himself. So little hack there with Kavan. See that little circle when he does his healing? As long as he's standing inside that circle, he'll heal himself as well. We're going to move all the way over to this right-hand wall, trying to get the heck away from all of the things. I don't think we're going to be able to take down stage 5. I think there's just going to be way too many buildings to go through, and these critters are just getting absolutely pummeled. So we've already lost all of our pink zombie crew. I think we're about to bid you adieu as that last engineer on that left-hand side tries to stay afloat but just can't do it. Very, very non-standard video today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed nonetheless. If you are a low level, do consider giving engineers a shot. Probably want to mix in some grenadiers with them. In this instance, if there were Zookas out front, as you can see, those rocket launchers are shooting right over top of those critters, so those Zookas would be toast. Like, they just would not have a shot at getting anywhere close. So stage 5 is as far as we can get with all engineers. Managed to clear basically every PvP, actually not basically, we managed to clear every PvP base we tried them on, but as you can see here, just there's too many defenses on Dr. T, so you're probably not going to be able to take down all 7 stages with just engineers as a low level. If you do, by all means, let me know. But at this moment, it sure seems like I'm not going to be able to get anywhere near the core in the amount of time allotted. So that is one of the downsides with these guys, is they just don't have any secondary damage. So you really, really need to depend on all sorts of Kavan bringing back some troops. We could also bring Brick in here. I don't think Brick would be any use. But if you have Bullet, you could mix him in most definitely. I don't have Bullet on this account, so we're just about to watch all of our engineers get whittled away to nothing. So Sad, sad trombone moment right there as all of our engineers just get pummeled. Anyways, that's going to be my video for the day. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know what you think if you're using these guys, what sort of combination, and if you're using them in Operation Attacks, I'd be amazed. That's all for me. I'm zmot. Thanks for coming in. Peace.